Good morning, this is Kezia from Vintage Crafty Girl. I'm the owner and creator, and today I am making my last batch for the next Maker's Mark of shampoo bars. So far, I've put together my original fragrance here, which is the white lily and aloe. I have a rosemary mint, a lavender, and a sweet orange. And today, by special request, I am going to make coconut paradise. I found the recipe for these shampoo bars by my favorite soap queen from Brambleberry, and I will leave the link to the recipe in the comments for you. For this recipe, you will need a double broiler, and I find that the time that it needs for everything to kind of glop together takes a while, and the water in my double broiler evaporates. So I have a backup water source that I keep hot so that I can put it in the bottom and I don't have to worry about the temperature cooling. I've measured out the main ingredient, which is these foaming noodles, which I also purchased through Brambleberry. And to this, I'm going to add something called Bubble Boost. And from there, I will put this glass dish directly on top of my double broiler, and I'm going to cover it. Now, this project does take some time. The longest part is waiting for these foaming noodles and Bubble Boost to glop together. It's not a smooth consistency. It's more like a cold processed soap. If you're waiting and waiting for it to smooth together, that will never happen. And when you go ahead and add the other ingredients, it does smooth out a little bit, but it's still, you can see if I get real close to these here, it's not a very smooth product, but it does work great after it cures. Here are my foaming noodles and Bubble Boost on top of the double broiler. And I'm going to cover this, and I'll come back in about 15 minutes and stir it. It does take a while. I would give yourself at least an hour so you can do another project while you're waiting. Just make sure to stir it and add more water. Now I'm going to measure out the rest of my ingredients. I'm going to put aside some fragrance oil. I got some colorant that I'll just put beside everything. I'm just going to add a tiny itty bitty bit because I don't want to turn anybody's hair any color. Surprisingly, these shampoo bars really don't take a whole lot of fragrance. In 4 bars, I'm using 0.2 ounces. So it's a really, really light fragrance, but it does smell great. Now I've measured out my cocoa butter and my BTMS 50 conditioning emulsifier. You can see that here. And the instructions on Brambleberry have you heat this up right away. I would recommend waiting because the cocoa butter tends to get solid again. So I would wait until right before you turn off the burner and heat this up in the microwave. And then after you've heated it up and everything becomes completely clear, you can go ahead and add your fragrance oil to that and then add it to your foaming noodles and Bubble Boost. The next step is to measure out your sodium lactate. water-soluble aloe, and this D-pentothal, which is a humectant. And you can see after you stir that all together, it has a clear consistency. You can't even tell it's there. Okay, now I wait. I have everything ready in order. I'm gonna melt this once this becomes gloppy. I'll add the fragrance here. And then I will turn off the burner and add all of this. Stir, stir, stir. And add a tiny bit of color. And lastly, when the temperature goes below 160 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm going to add 2 milliliters of GeoGuard, which is a preservative that I'm adding because I don't want it to get moldy and yucky in the shower. And that's it. The hardest part is waiting. So after that, I'll glop it into this little cavity here, which it looks like I need to clean. And we're gonna let it sit for about 3 hours. And then you really don't want to use it for about a week, so it has time to cure and it lasts really long. I've been using the same shampoo bar since January 5th. It was my test to see how long it lasts. And I'd say I shampoo at least 3 times a week, and I still have half the bar. So I'm really impressed with the length of time because the ingredients cost quite a bit of money. So I was afraid that it wasn't going to last very long and it wasn't going to be worth it. But at, $12 a bar, it's worth it. Well, now that I get to wait, I'm going to work on another project. These are my soap sweaters, otherwise known as felted soap. Stay tuned and I will show you how to make these really neat felted soaps. If you liked what you saw today and want to see more, please subscribe to my channel, and happy soaping.